Hi, Shaughnessy Narth, President and CEO of Excel Realty and Mortgage. This is In the Know for October 2022. Okay, so let's get through the elephant in the room, my mustache. So you're wondering, why do I have such a thing? Let's find out. Let's go. Hey, Ted Lasso here, and for Halloween, that's what I want to be. Because Ted, he's an optimistic person, and right now, that's what we need in our industry. Now, keep that glass half full, people. Let's go show those buyers how we can make life a little bit better for them. And if you like the mustache, well, comment down below. If you don't, well, just don't comment at all, okay? All right. The market, guys, that's what the talk is all about, of course, right now. It is slow right now. Now, the thing is, what is making it slow? It's not a lack of demand for home ownership. That is still very, very strong. There's a serious lack of supply of homes and a huge demand to buy homes. The problem is interest rates. Interest rates have come up so much in the last little bit. Since the beginning of 2022, well over 3% in the rate. Just in the last month, they've come up a lot. Now, when is that going to end? We're going to go through all that in this video today. So the thing is, we need to be a little bit smarter of when is the right time to buy. And a couple sayings that I always think about when times are a little bit tougher. So John Templeton, he was a great, huge investor, and he would always say, be a buyer on the worst day. Okay. Another great one is Nathan Rothschild. He would say, buy when there's blood in the streets. So now is the time for buyers to be able to get a home. In fact, we closed today with some great first-time home buyers, and they listened to our advice, buying a home. Rates are high, of course, but rates are temporary, guys. They are going to go down, and I'm going to explain exactly why they're going to go down and when they're going to go down. And again, no one has a crystal ball, but I'm pretty confident in where things are headed. Even the amount of rate increase, we were confident that there was going to be a rate increase. We didn't know it was going to be this high because I don't think anybody predicted that. But let's go through why things are happening the way they're happening. Recession. There's either a recession going on right now, and it's really hard to tell. It's usually typically after a recession occurs that you can tell when the recession started. But most experts in the industry believe that we are already in a recession right now, and if not, we are in a recession here in the very, very near future. So why does that matter? Well, interest rates come down in recessions, okay? Home pricing values go up when there's a recession. The only time in history that that didn't happen was in 2008. Now take a look at this slide. Let me show you pure data regarding mortgage rates when we have a recession. As you can see, when we have a recession, mortgage rates come down. And typically, home values come up, like I said, except for 2008. And that was because it was based upon the real estate industry that we had a recession to begin with. So on this chart, you're going to see in 1980, rates were around 16%. They went down to 11.75. In 1982, 1983, they were at 18% and they went down to 13%. In 1991, they were at 11%. They went down to 8.75. 2001, 7.375, and they went down to 6.75. Even in 2008 through 2010, during the financial crisis, rates went from 6% down to 4.875. In the latest recession, 2020, rates went from 3.75 to 2.75. Now let's talk about inventory. You're going to hear a lot in the media about, wow, there's an oversupply of inventory, there's a glut of inventory, that type of thing. Just flush it down the toilet, guys. That is not true. And take a look at this slide. So typically during this time of the year, let's say September, October, November, December, January, February even, there is a higher amount of homes that are on the market that sit. As you know from dealing with your clients, people don't typically want to buy during those months. They want to buy when their kids are going to be out of school and before they go back to school in August. They want to get into the home. So as you can see, each year, and this shows 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, and 2022. As you can see, during the periods of time from about that last quarter of the year, first quarter of the next year, there's a higher amount of homes on the market. Then it goes down during the buying season, April through August, essentially. So as you can see, there's been more inventory in the past years. There's quite a bit less now. So we're at about 1 million homes in inventory right now, and that is a very low amount of homes that are on the market. In general, we have a huge lack of inventory of homes. The demand is not showing up because of interest rates, but the want and the desire is absolutely still there for people to want to buy. It's just that they want rates to be back in check, and that's going to happen in the near future. Let's talk about inflation. Inflation is the arch enemy of mortgage rates. The reason for this is that with mortgage bonds, which are what mortgage rates are based on, they have to get more of a yield to counteract the inflationary aspect of things. So once inflation goes up, you're really losing money, and therefore, if you're not getting a higher yield, you're not making as much money. So that's why mortgage rates go up with inflation. So let's take a look at this slide now. So when will inflation peak? Well, in May of 2022, my In the Know video that you can see below this one, I talk about the fact that we're not at peak inflation right now, and I didn't even think we were close to it. And the reason for that, as you can see, is that inflation is based upon a 12-month history of inflationary reports each month, and you put them all together, and then that's your inflation amount for that period of time. So if you look, you can see that the numbers in 2021, like July, August, September, they were very low numbers. When we're looking at July 2022, August 2022, September 2022, they're having to replace low numbers, and we've had higher numbers. So for instance, in August 2021, we had a 0.2% in inflationary report that came out. In August 2022, we had a 0.6 inflationary report that came out. So it's a huge difference. And as you can see in September 2021, it was 0.3. And in September 2022, it's 0.6. So, but as you can see in October 2021, we now have an area where we've had higher inflationary reports coming out. So they're going to be replacing that higher number. And so it's going to be harder for inflation to go up after the next report. That comes out November 10th. So I want you to be on the lookout for November 10th inflationary report coming out. I think it's probably going to be a little bit lower, and it'll make inflation go down a little bit. And then each month after that, it'll very likely go down. Now, the reason why the inflationary reports are going to start coming out lower is the Fed has been doing their job of raising the Fed funds rate, and which kind of quails the whole inflationary aspect of things over time. Now, don't get me wrong, the Fed and the federal government really put us in this mess to begin with. So they're not some white knight coming in to save us here at this point. They're just doing their job of getting things back in check. And when they do, and it seems to be going in the right direction at this point, we should have some lower numbers coming out. And therefore, probably by the end of the year, by the first quarter of 2023, we should have a lot lower interest rates. So how do you get your buyers off the fence? Well, there's a lot of options right now, guys. So realtors, loan officers work together, okay? This is the time really to lean on each other right now. We're all in this industry, we're all in this mess right now, but there's huge options. So I did a video on this, you can see this below, on temporary buy downs. Well, I was explaining a 2-1 buy down. Well, there's now a 3-2-1 buy down. So if you could get a 6.75% interest rate right now, for the first year, it would be 3 percentage points less in the rate. So it'd be 3.75% interest for the first year. Second year, 4.75. Third year, 5.75. The fourth year, it would just go back to the note rate of 6.75. Well, I'm telling you, every loan that we're doing right now is not going to be a longer shelf life than maybe a year or two at the most. So your borrower, or your buyer in this case, is going to be getting a house at a lower price because the pricing has come down. The seller will pay for this buy down amount instead of lowering their pricing more and more and more. And the buyer gets a great deal on the interest rate for the first couple, 2-3 years, whatever one you're choosing there. So talk to one of our awesome loan officers here at Excel Mortgage Services. Guys, this is the time to get your database in order. I truly believe that we are kind of at the top of the roller coaster, and we're about to come down the other side. And once we do, if you're not doing things now, it's kind of hard to catch up. So get your database in order, talk to your clients right now, let them know what's going on, send them this video, I don't care, but help them see that it is a good time to buy right now when pricing hasn't gone up a lot. Because again, as soon as mortgage rates come down, I truly believe that we are going to be again in a seller's market. It may not be this crazy, bidding $200,000 over a list price kind of market, but it'll be a seller's market again, and values will come up. So do yourself a favor, do your buyers a favor, and stay informed. And speaking of that, I want to thank Barry Habib. He's someone that I listen to on a regular basis. He's with MBS Highway. He's a prognosticator of mortgage rates, and he's always correct. Okay, he wouldn't tell you that. He is always correct. And he's also predicting exactly what I'm telling you is going to happen. A lot of the information that I get is from MBS Highway. So find someone in the industry that you really respect and listen and get a little more knowledge. Learn about our industry and how you can help your clients. All right, guys, this has been In the Know for October 2022. Let's stay optimistic out there, guys. Bye-bye.